Greetings to you all. I hope I find you well again in now our fourth week doing this e-learning method of delivering our lessons. So coronavirus has definitely changed the course of history with no doubt. And then you're going to take note that the technological development and the internet have changed people's lives. A typical example being our way of teaching as well as learning, right? So in as much as we don't know how this pandemic will end or how it even started, there's a lot of confusion, but the fact of the matter is that it's there and it's creating a lot of havoc. So for you as a learner, this should not stop you from learning, because what if this coronavirus takes even much more time than we're anticipating? What if it's the ripple effect will come again, and then people will even suffer more? Not to say that we want it to be like that, but the point of the matter is that this has taught us well, and because we have got technology in place, and because we live in a world of internet, it is now very important for you to note that education should not stop. You as a child, you as a citizen of Namibia, you have the right to have that access to education regardless of the situation that we are in. Because at the end of it all, we still have to learn. I mean, I have to emphasize this for you every time that I get a chance to speak to you. Why is it important for us to learn? Why? Because we are still young. We need to learn. We are growing up. So let us adapt to these methods that are available for us. And if we are able to utilize them fully, we should be able to continue with our education, what I could call hassle-free. Right, so today I'm interested in the concept of feedback. Today I want to talk about feedback. By feedback, what do I mean? I mean, we have been learning, right? Traditionally, we know that your teacher would mark your book and then you do your corrections, right? So similarly, even when you are doing learning through the internet or through these online platforms, the idea of technology is that it has to mimic, it has to, as much as possible, represent the real thing. So education, when the teachers have delivered their lessons, now it's up to us to do the work that we are given. So that is what we call feedback. So by feedback, therefore, means they are able to tell whether what they are teaching you is effective enough or is it working. And that will enable them to change the methods of teaching. Remember, this is a new concept, and for not only for the teachers, for the learners as well. So the only way we can make this a success for both the teacher and you, the learner, is if we correspond. So that means the teacher has delivered a lesson, but you, as the learner, you have to go back again to the teacher to say, "Thank you, I understood," or say, "Oh, madam, I missed the point." And then it therefore means when you're given work to do, you also have to do the work, and then you have to submit. And then after submitting, the teacher will have to mark your work. And after the work has been marked, it will be returned back to you. And then it's returned back to you. You can do the corrections, and the teachers will do the recommendation. And that, to me, is what you call the learning process. That is the reason why you are at school, to learn. And you can only learn when the teachers are able to respond back to what you have learned. So that is one way your teachers can reach out to you. If you communicate, so that also enables them to know if whatever lessons that they are delivering to you are effective for the purpose that they are intended. Because the reason why we are stuck up to this, the reason why we have to do the lessons online, is because education should always be a priority. Whether there is coronavirus or there's no coronavirus, we cannot stop learning because there are pandemics. Why? Because you know what? You are the future generation of this country. You are the future generation of the world. So if you stop learning, it therefore means the future is bleak of the world. So let us learn as much as possible, even if you're at home. Okay, I'll start with the concept of feedback, right? And then I also said I'll always use this opportunity to explain to you any changes that have been made into the system, and then how you can use this system effectively, right? From my previous video, I told you the best way to respond, or the best way to do your work, is for you to do it on Microsoft Word. So when the teacher has given you work to do, you can use either your phone, or you can use even your computer or your desktop. You type that work on Microsoft Word, right? You type that work on Microsoft Word, and then you save that work. Like just under that lesson, that is where you are supposed to upload that work. So you upload it under the exact lesson. Let's say, for an example, it's an English lesson. So what you have to do now, you go exactly where that lesson was. So if it is a lesson for the 24th, and then the good thing about this system, that it comes with a timetable. And then if you check on the timetable, you're going to get your lessons. But again, when you go to the lessons, you're going to get dates, a calendar date starting from today's date going down. So all your lessons are there. So when you click on the lesson for that particular day, you should be able to see, now there are 3 buttons. So I will explain these 3 buttons in detail today. So if you're logged into Edu-plus, this is the page that you normally see. So now for you to give access to your lessons, remember you always go to the left panel where you are going to see lessons. So in the lesson sections, like I indicated earlier on, they will be indicated by dates. So I'm going to go on Friday, the 8th of May. So by merely clicking on the date, you'll be able to have access to all your lessons. So here are the 3 buttons I talked about. So for every lesson, you're going to see these 3 buttons: ask, upload, and complete. Right, the purposes of ask, it is when you have a question. If you click on ask, it's going to pop up typing screen where you can directly ask the teacher a question. For example, you can ask the teacher the question, what is the difference between osmosis and diffusion? And when you are done, you just click send the question. The question will be sent directly to the teacher, and should be able to answer you a question. And depending on the complexity of your questions, the teachers are all there to call you. They do have all your numbers. They are also able to call you in case you need anything or explanation. So make use of that feedback to ask questions. Say now there is work to be done, like I've already indicated, that now you need to upload that work. So what you do, you go to the upload button. So the upload button will give you another screen that should be able to make you attach your documents and send them to your teacher. So the types of documents that you can send are, obviously you can send a PDF, you can send an image, or a Microsoft document. And then after you click that upload blue button, it should be able to ask you to redirect you to where you saved your document. So if you saved it in your desktop, you go to your desktop. If you saved it in your documents, you can go to your documents and be able to open your file, and then you save. And then after you're done, don't forget to click the submit button to submit your work. Right, and then the last option is to do complete. It's not an option, but when when you have finished your lesson, always remember to click the complete button. So whether there's work to be submitted or there is no work to be submitted, you just click the complete button, and when you click the complete button, you get a menu that is going to say mark this lesson as completed. Right, this one is very important because this is an indicator to your teacher that a student has been able to see the lesson. So it is very important for the teachers to know who participated in the lesson and who did not. So in the process, they will be able to follow up on you and check up to see whether you did the questions or not. So when you're done, always click mark this lesson as done. So when you click mark this lesson as done, you should be able to see on the right side of your screen a very big green tick that will appear on the screen to indicate that the lesson has been done. So you can get the same functionality on your mobile as well. I always recommend us to use Google Chrome. So if you go to your Google Chrome, and then you should be able to type there, the address is always the same, sims.com.na/SPC. So when you're viewing this from your phone, remember the process is just the same. So when you go to your lessons, right, normally, depending on the type of settings that you have, if it's showing a black screen like this, what you do, go to the menu by clicking those three dots and then go to desktop side. This will enable the computer to view all your lessons. As you can see, if it's on desktop side, you are able to view your lessons. So in the event that the mobile site is failing to load the content of the lessons, so by going to the desktop side, you should be able to get all your lessons. And again, the three buttons will be there for every lesson that you're going to do. So there's an example. You've got your ask, you've got your upload, and you've got your complete. So make use of those three buttons to generate or to create a feedback to your teachers. I certainly hope that was very helpful. And then starting this week, I would really expect to see much more better feedback from you. So remember, simply you have to respond. For every work that you've done, remember you have to go to the complete button as an indicator that you have done the work. Or else, if there's any work to be done, you go to the upload button and then you look for a document and then you can upload it from there. So if you feel like you can't use or you have no access to typing, you can as well write on a book. Just write it on a book and then make sure your handwriting is clear. And then after you're done, you take a clear picture of that work. And then again, you will just go there to upload. And then you can upload your files. If there are many, one by one, you can upload them like that. So until we meet again, remember, if you have got any questions regarding any of the system, the numbers are there on the screen. You can call me at any time. You can send me an email. Until again, happy learning. Enjoy.